Find your Yo, what is up? What is up, guys? Oh, man. What a fucking great week. This stream is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out if you guys have not. But obviously a lot of reason to celebrate. We got the parade on Friday, and obviously we have a lot of news coming around to the off season. So I know people were kind of telling me, like, Joey, you need to relax a little bit because, come on, man, we need to enjoy it this week. And trust me, I am enjoying it. But I am thinking ahead as well, ahead of the ball game of this off season between, obviously, Kellen Moore finally gone. Didn't know it was going to happen. It was like 2 days after the Super Bowl, obviously. And I figured, like, hey, maybe we're in a safe zone. Maybe, remember when, like, Nick Sirianni was getting the trophy at the end of it? He was like, hey, Kellen, let's run this one more time. So I maybe figured, hey, maybe there's something good here. Maybe there's something good here. I don't know. But so far, I mean, it's looked pretty damn. I mean, look, lot of stuff to look forward to going forward, man. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Super Bowl 59 champs, man. Just a dominating performance. Fucking just took it over, man. One of the most, like, comfortable games. I mean, they came in there with a damn purpose, dude. With a purpose, We got Dave D with the super chat. What's going on, man? I appreciate it so much, dude. Let me minimize this. I don't know why this is all over the place. Who is available for OC? Now, interesting enough, Bobby Slowick actually just got hired today as the passing game coordinator. Bobby Slowick just got hired today as the passing game coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Obviously, Kevin Patullo is really a big name right now. But apparently Kellen Moore is trying to get him as his own OC. Patullo is trying to go over there as the new OC for the Saints. Hasn't happened yet, but apparently the Eagles are going to take their time on this. The Eagles only have a few weeks here. I mean, it's after the Super Bowl now, so now, like, it's slim pickings, and you have, like, a few weeks. So you obviously got Frank Reich. Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo is probably the big one for me. I just get a little bit nervous just because of hiring from within, promoting from within. That was the last time we tried to hire from within was when Doug tried to make Press Taylor the OC. And obviously, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie didn't like that. The only thing I question about Kevin Patullo is when we had this downfall in 23, why was he not involved if like things were going south? That's really like the only question I have when it comes to Kevin Patullo. Like where was he? I mean, if Brian Johnson was a scapegoat last season, like why didn't Kevin get involved? The pass, and obviously he's very involved in the pass game. Even during the Super Bowl, they didn't mention too that Sirianni has taken a step back. That he involves himself when it comes to the passing, when it comes to play calling, game planning 100% for the play calling. It's definitely not happening. So he's definitely been more hands. He's been more hands off. I mean, there's 3 different types of OCs that you can get. You can get an older veteran type guy that's had a head coaching job, that's been through it all, like Frank Reich, and you don't have to worry about him leaving for the next few years. And then you have guys like Kellen Moore with a good reputation that you could potentially lose them after a year. And then you can go after younger guys that are QB coaches waiting to get their chance to be an OC. There's 2 names that actually came up. I know the QB coach. I forgot their names. I have to bring them up again. But the QB coach from the Chiefs and the QB coach from the Ravens are 2 that were listed as possible suitors. But nothing's been official yet when it comes to some of these. When it comes to some of these interviews or whatever, the process has literally just started. So that's where we're kind of at right now. Dave says, would you bring back Frank Wright? I honestly don't know. I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? I'm just, we have to be very careful with this situation now. This is really the only thing I'm worried about. Other than the contracts, free agents, I don't even care about any of that other stuff. That stuff will work out. But your window is wide open for a Super Bowl right now. Your window is wide open. And this is the one thing you can't screw up. If I was to guess what was going to happen, I feel like Kevin Patullo will be the new offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Apparently, he's been heavily involved next to Kellen Moore, very close to Kellen Moore this past year. He's been here for the last few years. I just question what he did last year in 23, or I should say, a couple years ago, the 23 season, like where was he at when this downfall was taking place? And, Nick obviously was game planning and throwing everything on Brian Johnson that couldn't do much of anything. So that's where I'm kind of at right now with that whole situation. We got Roll Philly Dogs with the super chat. Thank you so much. He says, thanks for all you do, Joey. I'm like you. I'm trying to enjoy the win and the fact that we are world champs, but I'm looking forward to next season already. I'm looking forward to repeating, bro. When you win championships, it is intoxicating. It is, I'm telling you, it's something that you just want to do over and over again. I don't think it's going to take us another 7 years to get another championship. I don't. I think they could do it next year. Howie Roseman has got a roster right now and has to figure a few things out. Your offense is pretty much set. Your defense, you have a few pieces you need to figure out there. Unless you're going to get a couple guys returning, and you need to figure out some of the contracts that are on that side as well, and to see if there's a big trade looming in the distance for the Eagles. I mean, really, realistically, it's the next few weeks, and you're in free agency. I mean, we're going to be streaming in March, like every day, like the road to free agency, and when free agency starts, we're gonna be streaming a lot in March. Like we're gonna be doing a lot of streams in March. So look forward to that. Come that day. So Jay says, rewatch the 22 Super Bowl before I rewatch the beating we gave them. Yeah, it's not a bad thing to do. Not a bad thing to do. Joe says, I like to hear that word repeat because I believe we can. No, I do too. I mean, look, like a lot of teams out there that have, unfortunately with KC, they've had the same head coach that keeps play calling in house. They've had the same DC and Spags for since 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? It's really hard to keep coaches in the building for that long. At least what I'm really happy about is this damn defense. So very happy about the defense going forward. We all know this. Ease his name says shout out Dak. Apparently the Cowboys are close to use. Yeah, Dak Prescott's fucking quote on they're we've had our they think they've beaten us recently. That the Cowboys are very close. The pressure's on the Cowboys because now Washington and the Philadelphia Eagles are competing now. The Giants are kind of out of it right now, and they're kind of desperate to get in the mix right now. They're just desperate. I mean, and it's embarrassing because Washington literally just spent, they had like $95 million in cap space beginning of the offseason this past offseason. And they got a rookie quarterback that literally got to an NFC championship game. And that quarterback in 8-9 years hasn't done anything. And he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Dwight Joseph, did you hear Dak says Dallas is good as the Eagles diabolical? The fuck? Yeah, I he's stupid. Remember the stupid interview he had before, before the primetime games, before one of the Cowboys primetime games, he told Aaron Andrews, he's like, fill in the blank. The Cowboys will, and he said win a Super Bowl. Like he's stupid. That guy is dumb. Nina, what's going on? Nina says, hey, Joey, I've rewatched the Super Bowl 3 times now. Can't get enough. I need this repeat. Yeah, so me and my girl just watched it we just watched it tonight. We watched it the other day. So we've already watched it a few times as well. So I'm right with you on that. Let's see. Dak, ask Scott. We might actually get Micah. Who wants Micah Parsons, though? Do you really want that, dude? Do you really want that fucking... Realistically, do you really want that guy? That guy doesn't know how to handle media. He doesn't know how to handle press conferences. He doesn't know when to not say something. I mean, I don't think he's good for this team, bro. I mean, that's just dumb anyway. Like, I would be pissed off if they ended up getting him. I'd be pissed if they got him. This is Joey. What moment was better than the Gene house call or the Smitty bomb? I mean, the Smitty bomb was obviously the dagger that ended the fucking game pretty much. That was the dagger that ended the game. But I have to say, I think I was more excited about the Cooper DeJean pick 6 because, number one, we haven't seen that all year from him. He's dropped a couple picks this year. And number two, literally on the Philly shakedown the night before, I was like, I want Cooper DeJean to get a pick 6 for his birthday. I think he'll be a player that really does something in this game. He ends up doing it, and I was overly excited even more because I just randomly guessed that I really wanted him to get a pick 6 in the game. And that guy is the number one highest graded corner in the National Football League. That's a first-round talent, bro. Just remember, 14, 15 offensive players were taken off the board in that draft last year. No quarterbacks were taken off the board. The Eagles traded up in front of Green Bay because I think Green Bay was gonna take him. It's a first round talent. You know what I mean? What's going on, Michael? Says, hey, Joey, chat. Let's fucking go. We won. Now I'm concerned about OC. I'm not even concerned about it too much. As long as they take their time on the process, I'm not even worrying about it. Oh my God, about the whole situation. Kellen Moore's with the Saints now. They only have a few options out there, or if they want to get somebody young that's in the league as a quarterback coach right now, or they want to get somebody from the college ranks. So they're going to they have a few weeks. They have a little bit of time. They have some time on their side, but it's going to come really quick. So, we'll see where it goes. Joe said, hey, did anyone else see how slow motion video of that Hertz bomb the Slim Batman? That shit was great. Shit was awesome. Dewad Joe says, don't get Howie out. He's trying to get Miles Garrett. Remember Brown's GM worked under Howie. Oh, yeah, Andrew Berry. And plus, we've practiced with the Browns the past few years, too. I remember, I think it was this past year or last year where we practiced with the Browns. And I remember the conversation that Myles Garrett had with some of the players. I think it was with Howie. Oh, if you want to come get me, you know what I mean? Something like that. It was something of that extent. I remember we talked about that news when we were having joint practice with the Browns. So Potentially, that could be a trade. Realistically, guys, like I don't know if I want to pick at 32. I don't know if I want to pay a guy like if you're not getting someone in top 15. I don't think there's anybody worth paying at fucking 32. Essentially, that first round pick is a fucking second round pick. To me, it's not. To me, because literally, like you're gonna pay somebody first round money at 32. I don't know. You know what I mean? Do they pick there? Do they trade back? You know, obviously free agency needs to come first and see like what happens there. Um, so we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Max, hey Joey, at this point, Sirianni is the greatest Eagles quarterback ever. Sirianni is the greatest Eagles quarterback. Carlos Malia says, "Do you want Myles Garrett to the Eagles?" I do.
For the Eagles. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Quarterback, Kenny Pickett. Quarterback, Tanner McKee.
Fucking phone. Damn phone. I said, "Is Sirianni a quarterback?" And it just answered a question. Yeah, no, I would love it. I think that's the move. I think honestly that's the move. I'm interested to see what they do if they re-sign one of Josh Sweat or Milton Williams. To me, like I don't think Milton's going to be a re-sign just because Jordan Davis contract is up after next season, and you got to pay Jalen Carter. So I don't think the Milton Williams contract makes any sense. The re-signing makes no sense at all. Josh Sweat, sure. I mean, we'll see. He wants to be in a really good position. Like I think Josh Sweat's in that moment now where he's like the money's really nice, but he wants to be in a good situation. He doesn't want to get paid the most by a team and knows he's going to have losing season after losing season every single year. Most of the time when there's a lot of these teams that will pay you the most because they're really bad and desperately need you. So Josh Sweat's going to be a whole nother story. Like I think Milton Williams is already out. I think Ojomo could take his spot. They draft another guy for depth. Thomas Booker's another guy I like to see with another offseason under him in training camp, things like that. Jordan Davis might be a lot cheaper. He might actually come in a lot cheaper going forward. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I think you'll get Nakobe Dean at a cheaper rate. I think you'll get Jordan Davis at a cheaper rate. Jordan Davis really solidified himself getting that sack in the NFC Championship game and then getting that sack again in the Super Bowl. So the last two games from Jordan Davis have been absolutely amazing from him going forward. So I really did like that a lot. Beats Clark says, if we can stack the trenches at 32, somebody will be there. Yeah, I mean, there'll be somebody there. There'll be somebody there. Are you going to get the best edge rusher there? I don't know if you're going to get that. I know it goes a little deep, but I think you have to get the best player available. Someone's going to be there. Somebody. But do the Eagles want to pay somebody first round money? One pick out to the second round? Because realistically, the Eagles don't have to pick there. They could trade back a few picks. If there's a lot of players still left on the board, they can still trade back. Sitting there might not make sense. Why would you sit there? If there's a lot of players left on the board at 32, move back 10 spots, 8 to 10 spots, and pay somebody a lot less. I know you don't get the fifth-year option, but still, like, you're saving a lot of fucking money by doing that too, Clark said we need an OC who we can stay for 3+ seasons. And if that's the case, Clark, you're going to have to get somebody that's fucking young. Or you're going to have to get Frank Reich. It's one or the other. You know what I mean? Kevin Patullo, I don't know. Kevin Patullo, I feel could be a 2-year thing. All I want is like 2 years. Like that's the least I want right now. It's like a guy that's going to at least be here for 2 years. And that's where I'm kind of at right now. Dewad says, don't think Sweater or Milton will be back. The price is going to be high. Thanks to them guys. But yeah. And look, like, you're going to have to let some guys go. That's just the nature of the business. And on top of everything else, dude, like, a lot, like, I know Darius Slay wants to come back. You have these older guys, like, is Slay going to be hungry next year? Is he too fulfilled right now? Like, that's what you have to make sure of. Because if I could put Ringo or put somebody else in that spot as the number 2, and they'll be more hungry. This is why Howie Roseman didn't re-sign anybody during the season, because it would have caused a big distraction. You know what I mean? One guy gets paid, another guy's going to be like, well, why not me? Why am I getting paid? It would have caused a lot of, I think he just wanted the team to be focused. Keep those guys on their contracts and let them be hungry the entire season and not cause any distraction because of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, realistically, like, if Slay's going to come back, he better be hungry if they want to keep him for one more year. And I have no issue with it. It comes down to like, is he just going to like go through the motion because he won a Super Bowl with this team last year, or is he going to be hungry enough to win another one? In 25. Carlos says, "I hope Howie Roseman re-signs Zach Baugh." No, that is the number one fucking move that has to be made. It has to be made. They could sign Zach Baugh. They could sign Zach Baugh, and if they want to bring back, Oren Burks, that's a whole nother thing because you have Nakobe Dean coming off a knee injury. A patellar tendon injury, which is a serious knee injury. He ain't coming back to like fucking October. And then Ben Van Simmeren had a knee injury with the Ravens. I think right before the Ravens game, he got injured during practice. So realistically, you might have to sign two guys. Maybe you just sign one guy. Obviously, Trotter Jr. sitting there. But you got to sign. I mean, this isn't just because of the Kobe Dean injury. Like, you have to sign Zach Baugh. Like, you have to. You have to sign Zach Baugh, and Mekhi Becton 100,000,000% has to be re-signed. Tyler Steen went into that game. He didn't look great. Tyler Steen went into that game. He did not look good at all. He got thrown to the fire, but he's had some starting experience on this team at left guard and right guard. But I don't know. I Mekhi Becton, I just don't see him going anywhere. He's so grateful to be here, and he has a lot to be thankful for playing here, for really being potentially a bust from the New York Jets and the fans over there, and being injured all the time. He's got a big future here. I mean, he's 25 years old, man. Playing guard for one season, I don't know if it's going to hemorrhage him to be the highest paid fucking guard. I doubt it, but I think they'll work something out. So I'm not really worried about that too much. This way, having Becton in the building will help you later down the road, because then you might not have to draft a right tackle later on. I want to see what Tyler Steen does with another offseason under his belt. The kid from fucking Michigan, I want to see what he could do under his belt. Those two guys I'm actually really excited for going to the offseason program as well. So that's where I'm kind of at right now. We got Jacob McKay with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Just got here, but I just want Baugh to potentially Becton and Burks. And that's fine. That's fine. Baugh and Becton are really my top two. My top two right now. You know what I mean? Baugh is, yeah. So, Starring Game says, we need Baugh for a few years. Someone learned from him in that time, so we are good when he's gone. Yeah, I mean, Baugh is what, 27, 28 years old. He's got like 3 good years in him, maybe even more, but you're going to get 3 solid years out of him. You got to pay him, dude. You just got to go pay him. Like, you have to, bro. If the Eagles have been looking for a linebacker for this long and you finally got one under a coach, like, who knows? He might not play good somewhere else if it's not under Fangio. He might be one of those, like, he's not. I don't think that Bond's going to be one of those linebackers to just go to another team and he's going to have the same fucking year. That's really hard to fucking replicate with a different coach. Who knows? A different scheme. I mean, it all goes, it goes in different directions there. Joe said, what position would you like to draft? I honestly don't know yet until free agency starts. Like, to talk about the draft is kind of like, right now. Like, you have to get through free agency. Free agency will really tell the tale of what's left. Like, what is left that you really have to, what you have to go out and go get. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Bryce Huff contract, I don't know what they're gonna do. I honestly don't. If they didn't play him in this fucking Super Bowl, then I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they didn't even like activate him for this game. Healthy scratch did not even activate him. If they didn't activate him for a Super Bowl, Jalix Hunt is gonna be. I'm telling you, bro. Jalix Hunt is gonna be something, bro. That man should have been starting from day one on this defensive line, the rotation, and he didn't get snaps till later on. But they have to dump the contract or something, bro. Like, I don't know if they're going to give him another year. Like, they're going to have a big discussion. Like, can we? I don't want them keeping Bryce Huff. Like, I know Myles Garrett will be better, and I know Myles Garrett will give us more than Bryce Huff will. Like, Myles Garrett is hungry for a championship. Like, that's what you're getting from him. You know what I mean? Duggan Wright with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. It says, who's going to replace Kellen Moore, or can we convince him to stay? Well, he's gone now. It's over. He's gone. It's officially done. He's gone. It's going to be Kevin Patullo, Frank Reich, or it's going to be a younger guy that's going to get his chance for a quarterback coach somewhere or something like that. I don't know. It's going to be somebody. It's going to be somebody. It's going to be interesting, though. Roll Flea Dogs with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. I'll make sure. Okay, we're good. What position do you want in free agency? Realistically, in free agency, I think they need a pass rusher. I think they need a depth piece on the. They need a pass rusher on the edge. They need a potentially they could get an more depth on the defensive line. They don't really need much. A tight end, we'll see what happens with tight end going forward. Dallas Goedert's got a big cap number this year, man. He's missed way too much time. Thank God Dallas Goedert was playing in the playoffs and obviously in the Super Bowl, but that man, they might have to restructure Goddard this year. I think they saved like $8 million, something like that. But realistically, offensively, they really don't need much. I'm not even talking about depth. Like, they're pretty much set offensively. On the defense, I mean, I don't know, man. I think they're good to go. I mean, you have your safeties. Your linebackers need to get re-signed. Your corners, Isaiah Rodgers is probably, I don't know what they're going to do at number 2, depending if Slay comes back and they decide to bring Rodgers back as well for another year. Rodgers still a young player. I think he's fine. Like, I have no issue with Rodgers being the backup to Slay if Slay wants to return another year. It just depends on it really just depends on, is Graham coming back? Is Slay coming back? There's been some rumblings of that. So we'll see what happens. You're not doing much in free agency. Free agency is like a bunch of re-signs. Your free agency for the Eagles is re-signs. And maybe one move, one big move. Other than that, I don't see much. If you let Sweat and Milton walk, you're going to get third, fourth round, I think third and fourth round comp picks for next year, which is pretty damn good. Getting comp picks, Howie loves those comp picks. It wouldn't shock me if the Eagles traded back that first round pick and got another first. Remember how he used to trade back in the first round and get another first for next year or something like that? Kind of reload on draft capital. You could do that as well. So I see a lot of trades, not just for players. I see a lot of trades going on for more draft capital and seeing where we're going. So we'll see what happens. Chris Kaufman, what's going on, man? Thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate the super chat. Says, would you trade out of the first? Yeah, I would. I honestly don't think, depending how the draft goes, if there's a superstar that's still left up there, I would stay. But if not, and there's still a lot of if there's still good talent on there, I'd trade back. To pay somebody first round money at that spot makes no sense. If there's still a lot, if you can move back 8 to 10 spots, garner more draft picks in this draft, I mean, shit, why not? You know what I mean? That's where I'm kind of at with that situation at 32 as of right now. Ryan says, doesn't Hassan Reddick get a ring since he was listed on the training camp roster before trade? No. He's off the team. No, because he didn't. Well, he technically signed. He technically actually signed with the Jets, so no, he doesn't get anything. So he gets nothing. So sorry, I'm just blowing my nose because my nose is a mess right now. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Carson Huff and Trashberry and the 32 for Biles. There's no value with both of those guys. There's no value, bro. There's no value. Like you're gonna give off Bryce Huff to the fucking Browns, and they're gonna have to take on his contract if they don't. I mean, it makes no. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it's gonna be. You don't just say, "Oh, just take Huff and Bradbury and just trade them to get Miles." It's not gonna happen. That trade will never go down. What's going on, Yibu? Carlos says Deborah Samuel. No, keep that guy away. Keep that fucking dude away. What happens with Bradbury? He's gone. They're gonna get rid of him. He's not good, man. We're good at cornerback. He'll never be on the fucking active roster ever again. He's not a good safety. He tried switching positions. He was fucking horrible. It's over. It's done with. Blake said, I'm starting to dislike both of the Kelsey brothers. You know what they say. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. I can't stand the Kelseys. I haven't heard a damn thing from Jason Kelsey after this fucking Super Bowl. Nothing. I can't stand him anymore. It's not his success. It has nothing to do with that. It's just like at this point, it's like he left the Eagles and we haven't really missed him at all. You know, we haven't really even like missed him. You know, he's all Hollywood femboy now. I'm just not into it. I'm just not into him. I don't like his late night show on Monday. I can't fucking stand it. Can't stand it. Dewaj Jones says Hurt's going to have a lot to do when they hire an OC. He definitely has lots of say. Oh yeah, 100%. You know, but you have to bring in another guy. I mean, look, if Kevin Patul gets the job, I mean, there's not going to be much change. There won't be much change. I don't know, man. For some reason, like as much as I've really hated promoting from within, I feel like the Kevin Patullo promotion would probably be the best thing for the Eagles. I don't know. I'm getting a good feeling from it. I don't know why. When I should really stay away from promoting, I'm feeling really good about that situation. Like really good. Parva, did you guys see that pick of Bradbury holding the Lombardi? Dude, I'm happy for him. I don't care. I don't hate. I give Bradbury a lot of respect because he was the one after they drafted two DBs and Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, like he went up to Howie and said, look, like, let me change positions because I know I'm not gonna have any chance at cornerback this year. I give him a lot of respect for that. I mean, I don't hate Bradbury at all. I mean, he played well for us, you know, and then he had his in 22, he was great. And then obviously, I think that last play in the Super Bowl affected him in 22. And then 23 wasn't a great year for this whole entire defense and this whole entire team at the end of the year. The Eagles weren't playing good all year in 23. We were just holding on with what took us far was our coaching. And that was pretty much it, man. Ravon says Slay is the most irreplaceable, honestly, unless it's a talent like Quinn. Let me tell you something. Slay, I think he could play for another couple of years, honestly. Slay, I have to say, especially when the playoffs started, he looked like he was 25 years old out there. Slay played really fucking well. Like, really well. You know? Above standard, bro. Because there's a Sweat is gone. How will go after Miles? They will draft another DT if Milton leaves. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that too much. I don't think they're going to re-sign Sweat. I don't think they're going to sign Milton Williams because you get third, fourth round comp picks. The Eagles are not going to. Howie Roseman's not going to skip out on comp picks. Those comp picks I don't think are for this year. They're going to be for next year in 26. I believe. I think so. Mets, I don't want to hear no more hate on Hurts at all. The hate ends now. I believe it, bro. The man, if you challenge that man to pass on you, he'll pass on you. He could run the ball on you, they'll run the ball on you. And unfortunately, KC literally sold out that fucking defense to stop Saquon Barkley. And guess what happened? Because they stacked that box, the passing game opened up. That's what happened. You know, this team is way too fucking good, bro. It's way too good. Chris says Dotson will get more touches next season. Yeah, so depending if they keep him or not, he's on contract for another year. He's only he's only $3 million over the he's only a little over 3 million against the cap, which is really cheap. I mean, you have a first round talent at number 3. Shit. I have no issue with it. I have no issue. I'm so glad they got him involved. I'm so glad they got him involved in that fucking at least we have a wide receiver 3 that actually we can count on him. Then, Quez Watkins, we couldn't count on in 22. Zacchaeus was a good player. We just never gave him any opportunity. And, like you gave up a lot for Jahan Dotson, didn't do much with him, but I guess it counts whenever you use him and he does well, I guess that's where it counts. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of at right now. We got 249 in the chat, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream as much as possible. Do appreciate it so much. Definitely check out the pinned comment. We're going to be doing a lot of extra draft highlight reactions. Do the regular draft stuff for the regular channel, obviously. If you pick up a membership in the live comment, the pinned comment up above, definitely pick up a membership. Any tier does not matter. You get the extra content for all of that stuff coming up really soon. So get a lot of content there. Chris says, I would love Slade back, but he might want at least 15 for 1 year. No way we do that. Yeah, I mean, we got to be cordial with the money and stuff, dude. Like, I'm not worried about money or cap or anything like that when it comes to Howie Roseman and how he kind of builds this roster up again for the 25 season. But, at this point, it's like he would still be here as like the number one guy pretty much, or the number two. Realistically, you have two number one corners on this team. I mean, that's how crazy it is. You have it's almost having a 1A and a 1B with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. You have that 1A, 1B at your cornerback spot with both of those guys being here. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he says he wants to play a 12th year, or no, 13th year. Whether it's here or somewhere else, like he's still on contract with the Eagles, so technically the Eagles would have to trade him. But if they could work something out, then great. I mean, I have no issue with it. He was getting hurt a lot last season, so depth has to be good behind Slay. So Isaiah Rodgers becoming a free agent would be another one I would try to re-sign if it's, I mean, how much is Isaiah Rodgers going to get as a backup? I mean, I don't know. Unless he gets offers from other teams to be a starter, I'm not really sure. So there's a lot of things that could happen here. Clark said, we have the formula run heavy passing attacks off that. Got to fix the route development, maybe get tight involved more. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to get picky about what we did this season. It is what it is. We won the whole thing. It's fucking done. And hopefully we just do things better next year, unfortunately, Goddard got hurt. He missed a lot of time. Calcaterra has a lot of starting experience. This isn't the only year he started for Goddard. So you're very lucky to have Calcaterra in the building, and he's a good player. I think he's a very good, solid number 2. The problem is he just can't block that well, and that's probably his downside to his play, to be honest with you. And that's where we're kind of at with that. Eagle Robot in terms of Milton Williams is underrated. I feel like he means more of the team than stats. Yeah, I mean, as a 3rd-round pick from Louisiana State. I forgot where he came from. Because I remember that was an analytical pick from the Eagles because his testing was like top 5. He was like top 5 in testing. And he got better every single year. Milton, I think Milton had his best game in that Super Bowl, and Josh Sweat had his best game in that fucking Super Bowl. Both of them stepped up big time. Big time. Margot the Sea says, as long as we sign Ball, we can't be stopped. We running it back. Yeah, I mean, look, I think like I said, like you don't re-sign Zach Bond, bro. You're gonna have a fucking hole at that position. I understand Trotter Jr. is there, bro, but you're literally gonna hit the fucking reset button. You're gonna be down to Trotter Jr. and Ben Van Sermon if he's coming back, and I don't even know who the fuck else is there right now. You know what I mean? So that's where we're kind of at going forward. Obey Crazy with the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, yeah, losing Moore is disappointing, but this offense is really Sirianni's. He could be learning a lot from these OCs that come and go. Maybe play call. No, he's no. Play calling himself, no. That's the one thing he's not trying to do. The only thing that Sirianni gets involved in, they said this during the game the other night, okay? They said that Sirianni gets involved in game planning for the passing game. Other than that, he doesn't get involved in anything else. They said on TV the other night on the Super Bowl, they said that they let him kind of like he gets involved in other things, but they let the coordinators do their part. So he's taking a step back and he's checking himself. He can't game plan. He knows he can't game plan. You do not want to have him call full game plan. That is not where we're at right now with this team. Not with Nick. He's already learned the hard way, bro. He learned the hard way in 21 as a first year head coach and gave the play call away from to Shane Steichen, first quarter of the year. Okay, and he did it, and in 23, that's a perfect example of what Nick's game planning looks like, and it's horrible. It's fucking horrible, bro. The Kansas City Chiefs this year looked like us in 23, barely skating by, and then except, they made it to the Super Bowl, but we didn't. We lost the last 6, 7 games and then just lost in the fucking wild card round. You know what I mean? They got fucking destroyed. They got exposed in the fucking Super Bowl. Totally exposed. I knew it, dude. I knew it this past week, bro. Mike Caliendo and Davis, Trey Davis, and some of these guys on that offensive line. Joe Tooney moving from guard to tackle 4 or 5 games ago, bro. Like, that offensive line was not good. I knew there was going to be I knew they were going to break something. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy. I didn't think the pass rush was going to be that nuts, but damn, dude, I knew they were going to give up something in that game, but whew, man. It was insane, bro. T-Puff. Let's go ahead. He says, T-Puff says, do you think Milton would be legit good for a long haul, or would he be like Hargrave, gets paid and shits the bed for the 49ers? Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. You just got to let guys go. Guys are fulfilled. You want them to go to another team. You want to keep producing. The problem is with this team right now and its fans, these Eagle fans now, is that everybody just wants to go out and spend a shit ton of money. It's not how you build a team, bro. And if you do that, and you have to be very good within that year. You have to produce guys, man. Produce guys. Letting Sweat and Milton go are probably the best decisions that they do make. Yeah, does it make it weaker? Sure, but see what they replace them with. You know what I mean? Some guys end up declining after a Super Bowl. Some guys end up declining after they get paid. It happens. This actually happens. I hope if Slay comes back in another year, will he be hungry or will he be satisfied? If he's not going to be hungry coming into next season in 25, I don't want to fucking sign him. You know what I mean? I don't want to sign him. That's where you're at, man. Starting, what's going on, man? Appreciate the super chat so much, dude. So I know Reddick wished he was still here. I wish he was too, instead of wasting money on Huff, could have added to that and locked Reddick down. I get it, dude. The Eagles knew they were going to deal with a holdout. It wasn't everyone thinks Reddick's this bad person. Bro, he's getting paid $14.5 million one season. You know how underpaid that is off of 3 fucking double-digit sack seasons? That's so underpaid. And the Eagles, when Reddick got to Philadelphia, he was cheap. He could have went somewhere and got paid more. He went to Philly because he wanted to play for Philly. You know what I mean? We picked, literally, Reddick was the pick right before Derek Barnett in 2017. Literally. But I'm not interested in bringing Reddick back. And I don't know what he wants. He wants to get paid. Now he's not going to stay with the Jets because he knows they're horrible now. He finished off this year's contract. He's going to sign somewhere else. But you got Nolan Smith playing really good right now. Nolan Smith's going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders next year. Nolan Smith's playing well. Jalix Hunt, I want to produce him. We need to produce. Trust in Fangio. Trust in the system. Trust in what Fangio does. No favoritism. Like Doug Peterson with this defense. Remember, all about the veterans. He's always high on veterans. Would never start young players. Ever. Never fucking ever, dude. Chris Cobb with a super chat, man. Thank you so much. He says the narrative was that Reddick was stat chasing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, dude, the more sacks he has, why do edge rushers get paid? Edge rushers don't get paid to stop the run. They get paid to stop. They get paid to fucking hit the quarterback. They get paid for fucking sacks, bro. That's what they get. That's the only big stat on edge rushers. That's what they get paid for. They don't care about what you look like against the run. Simple as that. So, You know what I mean? Let's see here. As far as Josh Sweat was ticking Mahomes' asshole game. No, he was in his face. I mean, he was great. That was his best game, bro. It was like 2.5 sacks, 6 tackles. I mean, that was his best game of the year. And he had a pretty good fucking year this year. Almost hurts if the guys that we have really do develop over the offseason. I don't know what we even need that we even need another defensive end. I still think you do need that. You need a Myles Garrett trade. That's what you need. You lose Sweat, you lose Brand. Graham says he might come back another year. I don't know, but obviously he's a deep rotational guy. You need that piece next to Jalen Carter. You want Nolan Smith on the other side. You need a Miles. I mean, just imagine like the sack numbers for Jalen Carter weren't great this year, but you know how many hurries and pressures and quarterback hits he has this year? Oh yeah, and he's helping other guys make plays for how disruptive he is. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Okay, because the draft you ain't getting nobody that's an impact day one player at edge rusher at 32. I highly doubt it. You know how much it's going to cost you more to move up from 32 to 15 to 10. It's going to cost you a fortune. You think a team is going to let the Eagles move up in that draft from fucking 32 to fucking 50? It's going to cost a fortune for that to happen. It would probably be cheaper to trade for Myles Garrett than fucking trade up in this draft. Honestly, makes no sense. Unless like we're sitting in that draft and fucking Abdul Carter is like, and a few other, there's might be 3 other guys. I would say 2 other guys legit could be some impact players on that edge, but I don't think they're gonna last. Pass rushers go off the board fucking quick in drafts, quick. You know. Chris says Josh Sweat is tied with Brandon Graham for most postseason sacks. So no shit. Joe said the Birds balled out to the Super Bowl, and it was a hell of a thing to watch. It was pure domination. I was so like I was nervous about the game, obviously, because I was like, man, we're finally here. Like, holy shit! Like I was choked up like before the game started because I was just like, man, I want this game over with. Like I want to win this shit. I want to be in a good mood. Like I didn't want to go into an off season. I didn't want to go into another off season off of a fucking loss to the same team from a couple years ago. Like that was haunting me, like that day of the Super Bowl, and I was sitting at home, and I was just thinking about stuff. Dwad Jones says Carter had Casey's O-line scared, was punching them all game long and talking shit. That dude, he's old school. He's an old school mentality fucking defensive lineman, bro. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to re-sign Milton Williams because Jordan Davis is going to be a lot cheaper. Because I think you could definitely keep Jordan Davis around, and Jalen Carter is going to be the highest paid DT. Jalen Carter is going to be the highest paid fucking DT. I think we already know this. I think we already fucking know that. I don't think that's even in question, to be honest with you. I can't imagine what that contract's going to look like. CJ is my favorite Eagle. Yeah, he's great. Man, what a difference he was. I mean, just we didn't even have him last year. Like not even having him around, it was just different, man. No sense of urgency. Like if we got disrespected on that field against the 49ers like that and CJ was on the field, bad things would be happening, bro. Like that would have not flew by. That would have not flown that direction. Young boy Majesty, we appreciate so much, basically. Yo, Joey, thank you for the content. Appreciate all you do. Knowing what we know about how we developed this D line, regardless of the talent, do you see Garrett as a money pit? No, because regardless if he has 2 more years on his contract, I think they're gonna extend him probably another year. So technically, like I think you keep Myles Garrett in this room for like 3 years. Keep Myles Garrett here for 3 solid years. He's an $18 million cap hit next year, but obviously they can extend him another year. It will reduce that cap number. They can make his last year a void year, or something like that. So I'm not worried about. I'm interested to see like what it's going to cost. What it's going to cost. more than what he's going to cost salary-wise and against the cap, I don't even care about that. Realistically, it's really about if he's requesting a trade right now, how much is that trade going to cost us? And is it worth it? I think it is. Just imagine putting a top talent like that against Jalen Carter. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck you do. I honestly don't know what you're gonna do. I don't. Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt. I mean, Jalix Hunt, dude. Like, watch out, because I want another offseason under him. Who knows what? I mean, we have to trust in the process of fucking, getting these players off, man. Got to start this system, dude. It's not, can't just spend money and spend money and spend money. Like, those times are over with now. The more you draft well, you produce and boom, you're good, man. You know? Oh, I'm sorry, Obey. With this, I didn't see that. That one, I don't know why that one didn't pop up for some reason. It like didn't pop. I can see on the right side. It never popped up, which is weird. But appreciate it. Sorry about that. Obey Crazy with the super chat. Top 3 OCs of your list to play call. Kevin Patullo. There's really not much out. I mean, look, you have Frank Reich. You have Slowick is gone now. Bobby Slowick just signed as the passing. Bobby Slowick's now a passing game coordinator for the fucking Dolphins now. So he's gone. Reputation-wise, Eric Bieniemy, I don't even know if he's even coming back into the league. I honestly don't know. I honestly have no fucking idea. I have no idea. Other than that, it's probably like a bunch of nobodies that never been OCs. I'm not even sure. I can't tell with some of these quarterback coaches what they could do, what they could really turn them into, you know? So I'm not really sure. I would say if I was to give you 2, it would be Patullo and Frank Reich right now. Appreciate that, Superman. Sorry I missed that. I didn't mean to miss that on you. Phil, you said, Samito, my whole family went crazy. I love how Sirianni went off. Same here, bro. Chris said, we could spread Huff's dead cap hit over 2 years. I think if we trade him after June 1st, his cap would be 10. So we spread over. Well, that's fine. If they could spread, so what? They could split 5 and 5. Well, that's nothing. Then they could eat that up easily. I don't know. Like, I don't want them to say, well, should we give Bryce Huff another year and not trade for Myles Garrett? Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I really hope. I don't feel good about keeping Bryce Huff. Like, I think that was a shitty signing. That was a desperation. I don't even think Fangio agreed to that fucking trade. Sorry, agreed to that signing. Because if you remember when we got to training camp and when they asked a question to Vic Fangio about, oh, can Bryce Huff be a 3-down edge rusher? And he's like, oh, he's not there yet. Oh, you paid him $17 million a year. But I think Howie went over Fangio's head and signed him. I think that was a Howie move. That just didn't work out of desperation, because at that time we didn't know what Nolan Smith was going to look like. We didn't really have much of anything to go off of, man. You lost your closer in Hassan Reddick, so it really changed up a lot of things. Tyrus says CJ is a W. He does it all for the team. He's clearly supposed to be here. That's why he's back, bro. Championship mentality, bro. It's fucking insane. We got Rich, man, with the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, how much would we move for Garrett? I don't know. I'm not trading a young player. That ain't happening. You're gonna think like, oh my God, they're gonna have to give up 2 first. It's not gonna be that. It probably will not be that. 2 first rounders and this and that. You know what I mean? Would it cost you like a first for this year, a second for next year? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to cost. We're going to see rumors up the wazoo on what all these dumb rumors that probably aren't even true about how much it's going to cost. Realistically. The one thing I don't want to happen is Myles Garrett going to fucking Washington. That's like the number one thing I don't want to happen. And Washington is going to get better, obviously. They're going to get they need another wide receiver. They need an edge rusher. Like they're not good against the run. They need a better edge rusher. They're going to need more linebackers soon. You know. So, we'll see how it goes, man. Mark says, hopefully they can get Ringo to level out the other DBs. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like right now, like I think Ringo needs another offseason under his belt. I think Isaiah Rodgers is better. Isaiah Rodgers is obviously a free agent right now, but I don't think that Ringo is better right now. I don't. I think Ringo would be better at safety, to be honest with you. I don't know. Like I think when he plays downhill, he's a great player. I think he could tackle. I think he's fucking fast for his size. But he's got slow hips, bro. He's a statue sometimes in coverage. I don't know if I really trust it right now, to be honest with you. He needs more work. He needs more work. Eli Ricks, he needs more work. Then they've had starting experience, and we've seen them start games before. But I don't feel comfortable with putting Ringo as the number 2 right now. I just don't. I'm kind of not trusting it right now. You know? Not paying $100 million for a 29-year-old lineman? Who's 100? How is he $100 million? He doesn't cost $100 million. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Teal Hopkins to the super chat. Thank you so much, man. It's crazy Bradbury got a ring. Well, dude, like, I don't know what the hate is. Do people just hate Bradbury? Like, I don't hate him. Like he just kind of fell apart and he stuck around. Like he changed positions because he wanted to change positions. Like he was like, look, I'm not gonna have a chance. He tried to give himself an opportunity to play at another position, but he got a ring though, so it is what it is, man. Like Bradbury had a good 22 year with us, and then 23 came along and the whole team was a fucking mess, Rich with the super chest on some mocks, it says we need a wide receiver. Why? No, definitely not. You have fucking Devontae Smith. Technically, right now, you have Devontae Smith for 4 more years. And I think you have AJ Brown till 2028. I think they're both. I think both of them are free agents. I think in 2028. I think. Yeah, they are. They're both free agents in 28. Timothy Shabazz with the super chat says, "Would you give up Milton and Sweat for Garrett?" Well, I mean, Milton and Sweat are going to be free agents, so there's no giving up anything. They're walking. They're not on contract. They won't be on contract anymore. So you can't use them as trade bait or whatever. Like obviously, if Sweat and Milton were still on contract, I wouldn't even get rid of them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even get rid of them this year if they were still on contract. So I'm pretty good about it right now. I'm pretty good about it. Rock said, "What up, Joey? Did you see Jason Kelsey's statement on X showing love for Super Bowl win?" I did not. I did not see that. I haven't been on social media since like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. today. So, Young Boy says, "Are we set with Gainwell and Shipley, or do we need another back?" You always want more backs. Like obviously, when training camp comes, I want them to get a bruiser back, man. I want them to get a heavy back. Badly. I've always wanted that. Rashad Penny, when we didn't use him, I was like, man, there was always guys I've always liked. But Shipley, I think, is a number 2. Shipley, not only in the running game, but the passing game, I think he's going to be a legit dual threat weapon. I mean, really, I don't think he's found himself yet in the NFL because he hasn't played that much. I think he's yet to find himself, and I think he's going to be absolutely amazing. Will Shipley is number 2. And yes, you're not going to be re-signing. You're obviously not going to be re-signing Kenneth Gainwell. He's a free agent. So Kenny G Kenny G was a solid look. I gave him a lot of shit, bro, but I gotta say he's done a pretty good job here. He did a pretty good job here. So this stream is sponsored by BetUS. Definitely check them out if you guys have not. I do appreciate it so much. We have a whole off season ahead of us here. A lot going on. So Donald Shipley says, right, Bradbury was good in 22. He had a bad season. First Fields versus Miles Garrett. Cap hit is less than Joey Bosa, and he's younger. I think it's like 18 or something like that, isn't it? Philly says Dotson with a full off season with the team is perfect. Yeah, and that's another thing too. He didn't have a full off season. He got traded right before the season started. He got traded literally. It was like when we traded for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right before the season started. Like he's going to be with the team now, and who knows? Another coordinator gets in here, they might get him involved a little bit even more. I mean, look, you trade for Jahan Dotson, you gave up a third and a seventh. Okay, you gave up a third and a seventh, and he just kind of like disappeared. Like he was just a blocker at this point. He really wasn't getting his shot. One pass a game, barely even that. So hopefully there's a lot more. Hopefully there's a lot more going down the line. We'll see where it goes. Rich with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. I said, what dance move you throwing down the Super Bowl locker room? I don't have a dance move. I haven't danced I probably haven't danced since fucking senior prom, bro. Probably the last time I ever actually danced. Actually, no, I probably my sister's wedding. Probably my sister's wedding. I have 2 older sisters, by the way. If anybody fucking knew that or not. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. But Don says, plus you have to pay Zach Bond. Well, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the cap. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about the cap. Everybody thinks they're cap experts, and I'm not either. Okay, everybody. Oh, how are you gonna do this? And how you gonna? Trust me, we will make it work. We will make it work. Zach Bond will be signed. Will be signed. I don't see it not happening. It's got to happen. There's literally no choice. It's got to happen. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Are we frozen? I think we were frozen for a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Sometimes that happens. It's a stupid chat thing. Did I miss? I did not. Okay. The Invader says, Joey, who are all your re-signed candidates? Zach Ball and Mekhi Becton. Those are literally my 2. And maybe Isaiah Rodgers if Slay comes back. I would sign Isaiah Rodgers if Slay comes back. Those are my top. Yibas says Huff played and he was trash. Just not good enough, man. He played in a heavy rotation with the Jets. And then I would have to say post bye week he looked better. But we were just throwing compliments at him at that point. And then he had the surgery, and then he came back with a club, and then he came back and I thought he played okay in the playoff. He barely even had snaps in the playoffs. He had 1 snap, I think, in the Green Bay. He had no snaps in the playoffs. He actually had a couple pressures in that. I think the Washington game, or it might have been the Green Bay game. I don't know, but it's just not enough for me, man, to feel comfortable. Don't not sign. Don't not sign. Miles Garrett or go get a top edge rusher because you're saying, well, let's give Bryce Huff another year. Nah, bro. No. I understand he was injured. I get it. I completely get it. But, bro, he has got to go. You're going to take a big risk keeping him here and not making another move, Kind of crazy. Timothy with the super chat. Thank you so much. What would be the perfect offseason look like? The perfect offseason for me, like I said, it just depends. I think I wouldn't mind signing another tight end. I wouldn't mind drafting another tight end. Another offensive lineman, obviously, because you're always going to do that. You trade for Myles Garrett. You trade in Myles Garrett. You bring Slay back. You sign Isaiah Rodgers. You sign Mekhi Becton. Everybody else, I mean, your contractors are pretty good. Your starting safeties are fine. Reed's here for 1 more year. Chauncey's here for 2 more years, including this year. You have Sidney Brown. That other safety I can't fucking stand. What's his face? I mean, Sidney Brown needs some work. He needs some work. Inside corner needs depth badly behind Cooper DeJean. They need to find inside corner depth. I don't see Maddox coming back. I mean, potentially he could come back, but I mean, thank God he made that play on that. It's so funny, dude. DeJean had to go out of the game for one play in that Super Bowl, and they aimed at Avonte Maddox fucking immediately with DeAndre Hopkins on that 4th down play. Remember that shit? I mean, that's just insane, bro. Like every time Maddox comes in, they aim for him immediately, and he made a play. He made a play. I mean, I can't even bitch about him. But depth at inside corner is important as hell because they have nothing behind the Gene right now. They have no corners, even this past season, who could play inside. Quignon, they wouldn't put on the inside ever. Eli Ricks doesn't play on the inside. Ringo doesn't play on the inside. Nobody plays on the inside. Nobody does. They got to find inside corner depth. That nickel corner depth, they got to find it. That's like a big hole. Depth wise, that's a huge hole. It's a huge hole. So, like I said, it's not that many moves. Howie will sign some depth or whatever. Like that's easy to do. But realistically, starting wise, it comes down to re-signs. It comes down to re-signs. It comes down to re-signs. So we'll see how it goes. Obey Crazy with the Super Chat says we still got Bradbury for another 2 years. It doesn't matter. They'll take him off the books. They got that. They'll figure out a settlement. They'll figure out something. He ain't gonna be here. He ain't gonna make the roster. He's not good enough to make the roster. He's not good enough. He literally can't make the roster. He's not good at safety, and he's got no chance at cornerback. And he's not playing inside corner. He's got no chance. He's got no chance. He's not good enough to even be a starter opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. He's no chance. No chance here, bro. Prep Filter says, I hear you. I just am all about them pouncing on the Super Bowl window. No, I get it, dude. Like, yeah, I mean, it's tough to go back, man. It's tough to get back. I mean, it took us 7 fucking years just to get back. You know what I mean? It took us 7 years to get back to a game in 22. And then finally, like 2 years later, we got back again. That's a good sign. If we can come back within 2 years, that's a really good sign. Your window is wide open right now. Just relax. Howie Roseman will take care of the contract. Howie Roseman will make the best of the situation. Trust me. We will be surprised. We will be shocked. We will be like, damn, really? I'm telling you, this is the best GM in the whole fucking league. The number one GM that takes chances, that makes sacrifices. Trust me, you're in a really good position. Really good position with this GM. Philly D says Max had skill. Unfortunately, injuries killed him. Yeah, I mean, and he wasn't. The only thing I could say he wasn't good at playing inside because he was underrated for a long time. But then obviously you said the injuries. He couldn't cover tight ends. He couldn't cover big receivers. That really was his big misstep. Playing on the inside. KGK 0911 says, I'll give this year's first and next year to get Miles. I'll figure the rest out after back-to-back Super Bowls. So realistically, like, you think it's going to cost 2 first-rounders, one this year, one next year? We'll see. I might not give that away. A first-rounder, I would give this year's first away only if you're giving away something a lot less next year. I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding, dude. Like, that move is going to be game-changing. It's going to be fucking game-changing. Rogue says, Joey, Rogue says, Joey Slay is under contract. He just announced he wants to play one more year, so he wants to go out retiring on talk, so don't worry. Yeah, well, I hope so, because if Slay's coming here to be comfortable for one more, like, Slay's got to be hungry next year. Like, I understand he's got a ring, but that's what I'm afraid of when you re-sign a guy at his age at 33, 34 years old to play one more year in Philadelphia. You're hoping he's not going to come back and go through the motions. Like, I'm not saying he's not going to try, but, dude, like, there's going to be guys that are more hungry that are going to come in and want to take over that spot. So if he's like hungry enough, if he's just hungry for another championship for his last year, then he can come back. And that's fine. Clark says, tried to say they can compete with us. Steve says, Dak said it's Cowboys time to take over. Yeah. Dak knows that the Cowboys have a lot of pressure on them now because now Washington's getting better. And let me tell you, if the Giants get better by next season, which probably not, it looks like they're going to sign a veteran quarterback because the quarterbacks at this draft are not great. Cam Ward, I guess, maybe is the best quarterback in this draft. Maybe. But it's not a quarterback draft this year, unfortunately. Donald said, if we can get Miles for 1 first and a second, I'm all in. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. And like I'm saying, dude, like even if Josh Sweat goes into free agency, like you're getting a hungry fucking dude right now. Like Miles Garrett is hungry as hell, dude. I mean, for a guy, let me tell you something. Losing season after losing season with the Browns, and he puts up the numbers that he puts up. That's not easy to do. Like his mentality has got to be pretty damn nice. He's got to be pretty focused, pretty locked in every year. To have numbers like that every single year. That's to me. That's pretty insane to me. Alfredo with the super chat says Howie will bring Garrett when we least expect it. Yeah, no, yeah, probably. Like 2KSA. Oh yeah. I think it possibly could happen, man. I know he was Myles Garrett showed up to media night. He was talking to, the Commanders need another edge rusher. He was like, I know they need another edge rusher. And when they talked about the Eagles to him, he was like, yeah, he said, quote unquote, that would be a hell of a destination. That's what Myles Garrett said. This team was just to the Super Bowl, just won a championship. And plus, we practiced with this team the last couple of years. I've seen Howie Roseman and Myles Garrett talk. I've seen them talk to I've seen it the last couple of years. The last few years, we've been practicing with the Browns, Prevent Florida training for Garrett not only improves the Eagles, but also prevents him from going to one of the other top teams in the NFC. Yeah, especially Washington, bro. Washington is like, they're going to get better regardless, but the last thing I want is them to get Myles Garrett, bro. The last thing I want. He's too old for number one. 28 years old isn't old. 28's in his prime. 28 is in his fucking prime. That's not old at all. You're in your prime at that age, and he's got like 3 solid years he could play. I mean, just imagine Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and Myles Garrett, bro, behind what we have in this fucking secondary with some of the re-signs we're going to have. Joe, you skipped my chat. Blake says, Joey, what should I tell these Cowboy fans that say Jalen isn't better than Dak? It's just our team is better than theirs. Such a stupid. I like see me like I don't pay attention. Like you guys pay attention to a lot of that shit. I really don't pay attention to it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a rookie quarterback got into an NFC Championship game in his first fucking year with that team. Fucking 9's gonna go on 10 years, and Dak Prescott hasn't even touched an NFC Championship game. I mean, realistically, let's be real here. Like Jerry Jones, the day Jerry Jones dies, I don't even think that's even going to change them because Stephen Jones is going to take over that team, and it's still going to be a fucking mess. Like until like the Jones family kind of stays off and has hands off and hires a GM that does his own thing, like that team will never be successful, bro. Never will. Never will. Thomas, I'm not giving away 2 firsts or any of our young stud. Max, I will go. Is this year's first or some second round pick? No, I'm not going 2 first round picks either, Tommy. I agree. I'm not giving away 2 first round picks for Garrett. Nope. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's the other great. So how do you feel if we give up Sweat and Huff for Miles? Well, Sweat is a free agent. There's no Sweat's a free agent. You can't get you. There's no trading Sweat. If Sweat was on contract, I wouldn't trade him. Obviously, Sweat's a free agent, so there's nothing the Eagles could do. Either the Eagles resign him or they let him walk, and potentially he could be walking. So Dwad says people crazy. Garrett has 14 sacks last 5 years. Max Crosby didn't even do that. Garrett's generational talent, and he comes close to him in the NFL. And Max Crosby, I think, is older too. He's an older player, and potentially he could be moved as well. Myles Garrett is fucking hungry for a championship. He is looking for a ring. He is looking for someone to put a ring on it. And that would be a pretty good fucking move. I thought Max Crosby is older. Isn't he older? Sorry, 5G BMD says, with Super Chat, thank you so much. Says 2025 at 26, first rounders are really 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, sure. You want to think ahead and be like, hey, the Eagles could win 2 more championships in 2 years. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be fucking high picks. But the Browns have to think about that too. Like the Browns are going to say, well, that pick is going to be nothing to us because we're not taking the pick. I mean, obviously, like they might just take it just to take it. I mean, if it's something that they really can't like pass up on, then they might take it. You know what I mean? So I get how you're thinking. Trust me, I get the thinking process to that. So I completely get that. Fuju edits with the super chats. Did you notice the confetti didn't fall right away? Why? It did fall. Like people were asking. It's weird that you said that because people were asking me during the stream, like, "Where's the confetti at?" Did I miss it? It happened like it was really fast, and then it stopped, and then the machines like did it again. Like it was really weird. It was really weird. It did come down though. It did. Don says, trying to bring in Max or Bosa. I don't like Joey Bosa's fucking attitude, bro. He's got a shitty attitude. I don't like Joey Bosa at all. I like his brother way better. I don't like Joey at all. And he says, Pete Carroll and Brady not letting Crosby go. Well, I'm not worried about Crosby. Oh, yeah, Garrett is 29. Garrett's still a great player. Like, Garrett's like a 2 to 3 year rental. That's it. That's it. You're bringing him in to solidify that edge spot, and that's it. If you could bring Garrett back, and if Brandon Graham wants to come back, shit. I mean, they'll draft more guys. Dwatch is 14 sacks last 5 years on the third worst team in the NFL. Put him with Carter. He might break the all-time sack record. He might get 30 in a season. Potentially. And this is no hit on This is no hit on fucking Nolan Smith because Nolan Smith, man, like Nolan Smith might have double digits next year. He might be double digit sacks next year. How far along he's come, forget it, man. Seems the Fangio likes to drop his edge rushers at times. Yeah, I've noticed he hasn't done it as much later in the season. He really hasn't been doing it as much. I think because as the season went on, you saw like the linebackers were way better. Bond became a powerhouse. Nakobe Dean became a powerhouse. He didn't feel like he had to drop his guys back in coverage at all. Like I haven't seen that a lot. He let these guys pin their ears back and fucking attack, bro. They haven't really done that a lot. And I actually like that. But now because Cooper DeJean, he didn't play until week 4 or 5 and then finally solidified himself as a starter inside. I think they just let these guys. I'm glad Jalix Hunt as a perimeter guy can actually do it. But I want to see these guys off the perimeter and really attack, man, because you could. I mean, I know it's a different defense, it's not an aggressive defense, but they play aggressive. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, Custody 91 says, with the super chat says, Joey, can we get a coop? Hashtag play of the year. Bro, he was great. He's the top. I think he's the highest graded corner in the whole league. I think he's like the highest graded. Like now everyone's talking about Cooper DeJean now. Like he was a steal. He should have been a first rounder. Yeah, he probably was a first rounder because 14, 15 offensive players were taken in a row in that draft this past season. And no quarterbacks were taken. All 14 offensive players, no quarterbacks taken off the board. And you jumped in front of Green Bay in the second round to go get him. Like, I mean, it was literally, you picked up 2 first-round talents. He's a first-round talent. This is just a dude. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean and Jalen Hunt have rings. I mean, they have Super Bowl rings on now. Do you know how far along they've come, like as rookies? Like to actually play it, go into the playoffs, to know what it's like, and then playing in a Super Bowl to know what it's like, to get that feeling out of the way. Do you know how far along in the maturity of them and their play is going to be going forward? I mean, it's fucking night and day, dude. It's night and day. You know? It's insane. That it makes a huge difference. There's no doubt about it. The one and only Iron the Don Smith says Max Crosby already said he's staying with the Raiders, and the GM said they are keeping him. That's fine. Look, I give him respect for that. You know, I saw his comment. He said, like, I will never go to the Chiefs. Even if I had a chance to go to the Chiefs, I would never go. Like, he won't sell himself out to go get a ring. You know, I get it. Shit, I think the Eagles will be the more attractive fucking team to go to now, to be honest with you. Matt Week says, Howie's first move, please extend Bond. Yes. The number 1 move is Bond. The number 2 move is Mekhi Becton. And after that, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Realistically. Respectfully. Super skipped? They must not be popping up when I see them. Hold on. I apologize. I read that. Unless people are just fucking with me right now. Which probably they are. Because that's always happening. Oh, Bloody Shot is, hey, Joe, my birthday is on February 13th. The Super Bowl is the best gift ever. Go Birds. I don't think I read that one. But, dude, happy birthday, man. You got 2 more days. Everyone say happy birthday to Bloody Shot. Bloody Shot. No. No, he trolled me. I'm out of respect, dude. I'm just trying to, like, you know, if I skip a super chat, it's not, I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes I just, you know. Don said, I would love Miles, just think he would cost too much. We'll see what it is. We'll see what happens. Jonas Espinal said, hey, Joey, what's good, bro? 2-time Super Bowl champions. Who do you want as the new OC since Kellen is gone? Bobby Slowick went to the Dolphins. That I know of right now, probably, I don't know, dude. I'm getting a good vibe from Kevin Patullo. It might, like I said, it might sound weird because I'm not really into promoting from within, but I think Kevin Patullo might be the guy. Frank Reich, I don't know. It's really Frank Reich and Kevin Patullo. Other than that, like Eric Bieniemy, I don't know who else is even out there. Unless you get somebody that's a quarterback coach, you give them a promotion. That's out there. You know what I mean? We got 284 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this stream because we cover the Eagles every single day. It's going to be busy, guys. We got videos every day. We're going to have a stream on Friday. We'll probably do a call on Friday. Talk about the Super Bowl and talk about other things. We have the parade as well. Actually, we're probably not going to stream Friday because me and Philly 500 will be streaming the parade. We'll be doing the Philly Shakedown, the parade. We have some new merch coming out, by the way, this week. New merch is coming out, by the way. A couple new things that we're going to unveil that we actually really like, and hope you guys enjoy. So We will be streaming on Friday most likely. Saturday, I don't know if we'll be streaming, but possibly, maybe we'll see what happens. Rogue says, Joey, the only way I would give a 2 first rounders pick is if they would also trade us second round and take the contracts of Huff and Bradbury. Yeah, I feel like if you're giving away too much, you need to they need to do us a solid with taking on someone else's contract or something like that. So that could make a lot of sense going forward. You know? See here. Go Birds 09 says, I'm going to the parade. Excited as hell, dude. Good luck, man. I hope you have a good time. Rogue said, hey, Joey, the only way I would trade 2 first round. Oh, I read this. Take the contract of Huff and Bradbury. I read that. KGK 0911 says, go get T. Martin from Baltimore. Yeah, T. Martin is one guy. He's one guy. And then who's the KC guy? The KC QB coach. The KC QB coach has been there for 3 years. And then and then that other guy you just said, T. Martin, he's another guy from Baltimore. That's been there under Lamar Jackson. So we'll see. They might have to go with a younger guy to keep a guy in the building a lot longer. We'll see, but they got to be careful, man. They get the wrong young guy that comes in here and he doesn't know what he's doing or starts to fuck up the season. Then that's going to be all on fucking, I don't know. It's going to be all on Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie for hiring that guy. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I guess we'll find out. Young boy Majesty tight end position is being talked about. Oh no, I think you have to restructure. I said it earlier in the stream. You have to restructure Dallas Goedert. He's got 1 more year. What, 2 more years? 1 more year left. He's got 1 more year left on his contract. Is this year his last year? I think it is. Might have to restructure him. Restructure his contract. Save some money. Same thing they did with they restructured Josh Sweat this past year, and he got like 13, 14 million for the entire year. You know? So Blake said, hey, Joe, you're gonna be back on the late massacre. Yeah, I haven't been on. I've been playing stuff, but I just haven't been streaming. I've been like taking a break from it. So I'm still figuring stuff out for that channel. I don't know what I'm doing yet. We got Vandy Shocker 82 says, congrats, Joey. Y'all deserve it. Love you, bro. D-Town, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing good. I forgot you changed your name. But I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, I was very excited for it to happen. I'm glad we beat them down, you know. So shout out to D-Town, by the way. Appreciate you coming in, man. It means a lot. Tremendously. Let's see here. D-Voice, Gerard Johnson failed to put the Chiefs on the sit your ass down. Gerard Johnson is fucking funny as hell. He's probably the funniest content. He's probably one of the only content creators I watch. Well, he's one of the 2 or 3 I watch of Cowboys content creators, but he is funny as shit, though. Let's see here. Rocky said, did you see Sweat's comment that should have won Super Bowl? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why he said that. It's kind of weird how he said that. He pretty much said, oh, I should have been MVP, but I'm happy or something like that. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? That whole defense deserved MVP. If you think you're gonna get MVP all by yourself, that whole entire fucking defense wants MVP. All right, because that wasn't just you, that was everybody else. So, can't be selfish. I think that's a little bit fucking selfish. So I got you, man. I got you, bro. Appreciate you coming in, man. Says the Sweat is gone for sure. Thank you for your service. Yeah, he's gone. Rogue, I already read that chat, dude. You don't got to spam it a million times, bro. I already read it like a million times already. I already read it. Like I said, you got the parade this week, and then you got free agency in a few weeks. It's gonna come really quick, guys. It's gonna come really quick. Matt says, I told myself since I was not in Philly last time we won our Super Bowl and couldn't make the parade that next time if we won again, it was Philly like I am now that I'm going to the parade. Oh, nice, dude. Hope you have a good time, man. Gerard Johnson. Oh, the QB. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, I thought you were talking about well, it's weird because there's a content creator called Gerard. No, somebody was talking about Gerard Johnson. He's a content creator for the Cowboys. He makes these videos at the end of the year when like an NFC East team doesn't make the play. He's a Cowboys fan, but if an NFC East team doesn't make the playoffs, or sorry, if they lose in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, it's called the Sit Yo Ass Down Club or something, and he does like this Sit Yo Ass Down. It's funny as hell. You got to watch it. He's funny as shit. Funny as shit. Greg Miller said, with no Jalen Carter, there's no Josh Sweat. Ain't that the fucking truth, bro? Ain't that the truth? I don't know who Josh Sweat thinks he is, bro. But what would he be doing without Fletcher Cox and these other fucking guys that have been guaranteeing some of these double teams and all of that? Jalen Carter is a big reason why a lot of these guys are successful, no doubt. Guys have skill, but you can't be that. You can't be that fucking. You can't be that naive, and be like, I deserve MVP. Like, bro, what? Bobby Murphy says, yo, Joey, we did it, bro. We fucking did it. Super Bowl 59 champs. Who ordered Super Bowl merch? Oh, by the way, did you see that the record? Eagle fans just broke a record. So post Super Bowl merch for the Philadelphia Eagles, highest fucking money, highest buying. Merch sales are the highest, breaking the record after a Super Bowl win. The highest, which is insane. I literally bought my girlfriend a sweatshirt. I bought myself a Super Bowl hoodie. I bought a Super Bowl hat, and I bought a Super Bowl t-shirt. I was going to get a jersey, and I said, I'll wait a little bit longer. But I end up getting all those. I end up ordering that the other day. So I'll have that in the mail soon. Because all that stuff is gonna sell out pretty quick. So deleted. Sorry, I used Google Voice. No, you're good. You're good. I got you. I was wondering why you're putting it in like a million times. Yeah, Josh Sweat did say that. Yeah, I don't know why. But I was thinking about that earlier. The offseason will go pretty quick because we ended in February. We're used to Well, yeah, that's what happens when your season ends in December, January. It's like it's a lot longer. But once you're out of that Super Bowl, bro, it's like free agency. You close your eyes, open it up. Free agency. You close your eyes, open it up. The draft. I mean, it goes by really fucking quick, like really quick. Go Birds says, I don't know if you watch the late night shows, but the whole old line, Saquon, Jalen, going. Oh yeah, the Jimmy Fallon show. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I'll watch it tomorrow when the full episode comes out. It should be funny. PA Sports says, do you think we're going to have another moment like Jason Kelsey speech? Probably, but it'll probably be, obviously it's going to be somebody else. But it should be fun though. What's going to be that big moment, Matt says, sorry, all those people want to be the lowest viewed Super Bowl of all time. It's actually the highest. Well, yeah, I think it's 127 million people watched. I think it was like, what, 127 million? People were watching because nobody wanted KC to fucking win this game. You know how many texts I got from random people that were like, oh my God, thank God you guys won? Like, they were so like, congratulations. Like, I'm not an Eagles fan, but congratulations. Like, fuck KC. I'm like, whoa. It's crazy how many people hate. I have a buddy that's a Vikings fan that used to live in KC for a lot of years. He hates the fucking Chiefs. Fucking hates the Chiefs. It's crazy, man. Commanders will sign at least one Eagles free agent. Potentially. The Cowboys could too. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. They always take our fucking leftovers. How many times has Washington or fucking the Cowboys take over our leftovers? Millions of times. Can't even fucking count. Good or fucking bad players. Doesn't even matter, Doesn't even matter, bro. Matt says, bro, it's wild. Even people in the NFC that want us to win over the Chiefs, even despite hating us because they hate the Chiefs more. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, bro. That's why a lot of people were watching that game. A lot of people were watching the game because of the three-peat, obviously, and then there were people watching because they wanted them to lose. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same as when the Eagles played the Patriots. Yeah, same thing. Ferris says, will be interesting to see how Daniels does in the year 2 if the Commanders are as good as. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I think he's a good quarterback, but like I said, like he had 1 year. These quarterbacks have to be evaluated in their second, third years, man. You know what I mean? Like I can't. You know what I mean? 1 year is 1 year to me. You know, it's just like there's no blueprint on the quarterback. You know, like next year there'll be a blueprint on him. Now, like teams will like know what he does. You know, so we'll see. Shrek said everyone was happy we won. Steven says America didn't want the Pats to three-peat. That's true. Greg says Nick Wright got barbecued. Yeah, I wonder what I wonder. I didn't watch his show. Obviously, I want to see what he'd say. Professor Phillips said we'll be interested to see how Daniels does in year 2 and if Commanders are as good next year. Deep Voice is also Joey. A lot of people didn't watch because they hated both teams. Just like McCaffrey said, I hope both teams lose. Whatever. I think that was Mark. I think that was Derrick Henry that said that. I thought Derrick Henry said, I hope both teams lose. But Zale says, you heard what Dak Prescott said about Eagles and Commanders? Yeah. He feels that the Cowboys are close. No, he's feeling the pressure now because now it's like Washington is actually competing now with a rookie quarterback. They competed with a rookie quarterback to the NFC Championship game. Matt says, I think I would break down in tears second time around, but I did it again. Honestly, dude, I didn't break. I think when we got into the Super Bowl, I had some tears this year. When we won the Super Bowl, I really didn't have any. I think I was just, I just knew that we were I think I didn't have tears in this Super Bowl because I knew we were the better fucking team. Like I knew that we went to this game, like going into the playoffs, we had the number one defense. We had the best, like we were better. We were better than everybody. Okay, especially this fucking defense going into it all. Going into the Super Bowl, and I don't put it against anybody that was crying at all. Like I don't put it against anybody. I think I was more emotional for this Super Bowl just because I didn't really care about the Eagles getting their second ring. It was more like I wanted Jalen Hurts to have his ring. I wanted AJ, and I was more for the players than the franchise. I was more like, I'm happy for the guys that really finally fucking got it now. You know, like you just want certain players to have rings. Like I was more like emotionally angry fueled going into this game. Pent up bullshit from what was said the last couple weeks from media night. And, you know, remember they were brought, all the captains for the Eagles were brought on stage. The KC captains brought on stage. They were showboating, taunting, like they were like just like acting like so entitled, like this game was fucking over with. Like they were already celebrating the three-peat already when the game hasn't even fucking played. You know what I mean? So because I felt so good they were going to fucking win, you know, I felt different. The first time I cried, the second time I was just like, I felt the crying emotions, but it didn't come out. Like I felt more angry in a positive way. Like, yeah, fuck them. We showed those motherfuckers. Like, I don't know. That's just how I was in this whole thing. And by the way, you guys see? Fly Saquon fly? Huh? You guys see the Philly Shakedown Fly Saquon fly shirt, by the way? Yeah. Just letting you know. I was just you know, letting you know. Very comfortable, by the way. I was happy for Nick Sirianni too, bro. Yeah. I was ultimately happy for Jalen Hurts. Very much. The amount of shit that guy got, has been getting, and still will. The goalposts are going to keep moving, you know? To embarrass a fucking, like, the top team in the AFC like that, especially the fucking Chiefs, with everything, all the shit that was surrounding this fucking game, giving the Eagles no fucking chance, and the referees actually being fair in this fucking game, I was shocked over that. It's weird how, like, the referee association came out and fucking said all this shit about they always make it their best goal to call a fair game. And it got so much attention with these referees and Casey getting away with everything. All these teams like the Rams, the Bills, all these teams that fucking every time I heard a head coach that lost in a playoff game, when the Ravens lost, when the Bills lost, like they knew going into these fucking games, like the fucking refs just suck, man. Like all of them, like every time somebody faced KC, it was always like, oh, we knew we knew what we were up against. Every like the fucking Texans, we knew what we were up against. It's like everybody knows they're getting fucked. They already know they're going into a game getting fucked, and they have to try to score points and stay above water. You know what I mean? I love that conversation between Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith on the sideline, where they hugged it out, and like Devontae Smith's like, I know we'll come here. I know we'll this is just the beginning. Like we're gonna make it back here again, And he's got a tear running down his face. It's just yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling, man. See, talking about that makes me emotional. Seeing like that, like winning the Super Bowl is emotional, but like seeing the players how they react to winning it is like even more of like a fucking heartbreaker for me. In a positive way, obviously. Trey Diesel with the super chat. Thanks so much, man. It says, hey, Shakes. Jake made like 3 other kicks that got called back. Jake Excellent actually made like 40 kicks. 40 kicks that night. Love you, boy. Fly birds. Appreciate it so much, Dre. Yeah, Jake was fucking perfect. He was perfect. Yeah. I mean, to end the season on a high note, not only ending it on a Super Bowl, but to end, he missed 5. He missed 5 kicks in 5 games, the last 5 games before the Super Bowl. He was probably the only player I was worried about going into this game. And let me tell you, he was kicking 48. Even when he had to redo a couple kicks. The only penalties we got that were shattering for us, that weren't even shattering, we went off sides on fucking field goal a couple times. I mean, those are really the big fucking penalties we had this game. The big ones, Besides that bullshit OPI call on A.J. Brown, the first fucking series, and I was like, oh, here we go again. Here we go. And then when Dallas Goedert got the helmet, which was a really bad one, the second offensive series, I was like, okay, now it's fucking even. Okay, now it's even. Rise says, yeah, seeing players emotional always hits harder. It does. Like Mekhi Becton, bro. Like Mekhi Becton hugging Nick, like that kills me inside, man. Like that guy is the biggest fucking teddy bear. That guy is grateful. He's not an asshole. He's just a grateful fucking player that's like thanking the gods he ended up in a great situation and around a family-like atmosphere with the players. And you think Mekhi Becton's actually going to sign somewhere else? That's definitely not going to happen. It's totally not going to happen, Totally not. Jones says, I want to know what the new Super Bowl ring looks like. Oh yeah, I bought the other one. I have it in actually in my drawer in the kitchen. I have it protected. I can't wait to see what the second ring looks like. I know the first ring, they want to make it as flashy as shit. Like they want to make it like crazy with diamonds, and they want to make it like big. They want to go all out with that first ring. Like they want to make it like shiny as hell. This second ring, though, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see what that shit looks like. Dre said, "Bro, what I'm saying is that Jake even made the kicks to the yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, we had to re-kick a couple times. Like I said, no, he did it great, fantastic. Spinning Hurts moment fire, yeah." Steven says Becton will get a huge contract and go to ShopRite. Why do you have these dick like fucking comments? Like, are you miserable? Like, can I ask? Every comment you put down is like it's the most dick like comment I've ever fucking read. And trust me, like I'm very open to shit. Like on this channel, I'm very open to it. Like, why are you a douchebag? Like why are you a fucking douche? Stefan's laughing. Like why? Like I don't. You get a kick out of it? Like I don't get it. We're enjoying a fucking moment here, bro. I got no, my ring's not real. It's fake. You think my ring is fake? I got it off. I think it was like I got it on eBay. I think in seventh. I think it was eBay or I forgot. I bought it off of somebody. Um, Jordan Keeler says, show the San Francisco Whiners how to let your game do the talking and not to cry about should have, would have, could have nonsense. After the first touchdown, you could see how locked in the guys were on the side. Oh, yeah. I mean, not only like whoever was on the sideline, like, you know how Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown usually like fuck around on the sideline? They were just looking straight forward. Like when they came, did you see like the halftime when the Eagles came out of halftime, there was no smiles. Like there was none. When KC came out of the tunnel, they seemed like this fucking game was going to be given to them, bro. Like I'm telling you, like they just seemed like this game was just going to they didn't have to work for this shit. This team that this Eagles team wasn't coming back with a fucking vengeance. She says I'm still shocked Maddox made a play. Same here, bro. I'm still shocked myself, bro. Dre Neal says, watch Fangio is going to convince. Appreciate the super chat, Dre. He says, watch Fangio is going to convince Howie to spend all money on defense. If Joey says you are a doc, then you got problems. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Like, I mean, like, they need to spend more money on they need to obviously figure out more on the defense. The offense is pretty much locked in at this point. So realistically, is it spending more? Is it recouping money to see like what you have to re-sign? Sure. It's really a bunch of re-signs. Like if they sign Bond, besides Becton on the offense, Becton's like the only one. But, you know, they signed Zach Bond. I think I'll be just happy just from that. I'll be like, okay, they're going in the right direction. You know, appreciate the super chat, man. Digo and Stefan, sure. Crow Killer, sure. What's going on, man? This evening, Joey. Give him hell. You're the best. I appreciate it so much, man. It's not even I'm trying to give anybody hell or trying to. I'm just, like, I just don't get people like. I don't get it. Like, it's like we're rejoicing a fucking win right now, and it's like got these douchebag comments. Like, I'm very open, bro. Like, I'm not some YouTube femboy that's like. Like I believe in free speech. I believe in all that. But let me tell you, like people are being douchebags like that. I hate that shit. Like trying to ruin. I hate what people that try to like take down the vibe and shit. Young Boy says, where is Jalen placed in the QB conversation now between Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Herbert? By the way, how are those skull candies? Are they good? Need a pain before buying? Well, number one, these aren't skull candies because skull candies are like so fucking early 2000s, bro. Like where, like, are skull candies like actually still like, are, are skull candies like actually still like around? These are Logitech, I think. Google Logitech, I think. These were 200 and actually these were like $220 at Best Buy. And they're amazing. Amazing. I actually bought the wrong ones. I bought the ones that were 180. I went to go pay for it. They're like, "Oh, that'll be 220 something dollars." I was like, "Whoa, what?" I was like, "Whatever, I'll buy them." I was like, "Whatever." Another $30, $40. What I mean, it was going to kill me. Whatever. D-Voice, when was the last time a team repeated Super Bowl champs not named Pats or Chiefs? It's been a long time, bro. It's been a long time. Skull candy's still a thing? I'm shocked, man. I thought that was like some early 2000s shits. Because I remember like skull candy used to be like the top shit. Max says these Super Bowl rings are going to be fire. I know, dude. I'm excited. I'm so fucking excited, bro. Dre Diaz was the super chat says, where's Pumper? Is still alive? I unblocked him. Yeah, I don't know. When Jalen threw the first pick in that game, he showed up at that moment and said, Hurts sucks. And then he disappeared after that. And then he came back and said, oh, I was, he's like, I give Hurts respect. And I was like, I don't get these weird. There's so many fucking There's so many weirdos. So many fucking weirdos, bro. I don't get these guys. Like like I don't even know if half these people are Eagle fans. It's like it's weird. Beast Card says, "Yeah, where the fuck is Pumper? That man must be a damn troll. Not even a. I don't. He might not be a fan. I don't know. I mean, he sends. He sends super chats. Like, I mean, you're. I mean, I read his stuff, but it's like you're sending super chats just to say like bad things. Like I hated like he threw the first pick and everybody was just like he threw the pick and I was like, oh damn, that was a really bad pass. Like that wasn't good. I mean, that was Tyler Steen's fault anyway on that play because he came in for Mekhi Becton. That was horrible. Like Tyler Steen just got blown off the fucking line. And Hurts literally fucked up that pass because of Tyler Steen. Like, literally, that was Tyler Steen's fault. Like, you know? I'm weak. Who is this bummer dude? I have no idea, bro. No grown man has time for that. I don't, bro. I got 2 fucking jobs. Like, I can't sit and, like, just, like, talk. I don't know when's the last time I actually trolled in a fucking YouTube live chat. I don't think I've done that in years. Not that I did it all the time, but Matt says Hurts and Foles now forever solidifies those the first 2 to win this little bars and rings. Well, guess what, bro? Like we're gonna win another one with Jalen Hurts. It's going to happen. It's 100% gonna happen. Probably 1 to 2 more times. I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, who's that other guy? Yeah, Niners all damn day. Like that's another one. Niners all damn day is definitely an Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan. He's not a 49ers fan. He's got Commanders all damn day. Like fucking weirdos. Like they're all fucking weirdos. Like all of them. He's got like multiple accounts saying all damn day with a different team. It's the most stupidest shit I've ever seen. I don't get these fucking losers. I really don't. I don't get these losers. Mm-mm. Nope. Let's see here. Blake says Joey and 500 are the greatest duo I've ever seen behind AG and Smitty. Oh, I mean, if you think so, that's great. I mean, I don't think I'm that fucking great, but appreciate the compliment though. Professor says, "Does Hurts and the Eagles remind you of prime Russell Wilson, that linebacker?" Well, I think the Seahawks defense, yeah, like this reminds me of the Seahawks, the Seattle defense, 100%. Yes, the Legion of Boom, yes, like totally reminds me of that. Obviously, that Broncos Seattle game, that's what that game reminded me of, and that's what a lot of people were saying. Obviously, one of Peyton Manning's worst fucking games of his career, you know. I think like from the jump of that game, like I think like it was a bad snap over Manning's head that was turned to a touchdown. I mean, just imagine that shit, you know. Rogue said, "I hope Kellen Moore signs the old coach from the Chargers, DC, so we keep all of our guys." There's a bunch of rumors right now that Kellen Moore's trying to sign Kevin Patullo as the OC. That's the big rumor right now. DB Cooper actually showed up. He showed up at the shakedown. He actually showed up in my stream in the shakedown. He's like, I still hate you guys, but you know, you did well for now. You know, it's like now, okay. They'll call you a Jalen Knight if you say he doesn't suck. It's crazy. Jason Shakespeare and Philly Michael, the Infection of Eagles podcast. Master Bro, I could never waste my time doing the stupid shit they do. Otherwise, I'd be asking myself, what the hell am I doing in my life? Wasting time being a trolling moron online? Yeah, no. I got no time for that. Right, Commanders fans kill me saying they feel better about them losing against us in the NFC Championship game. KC would have wiped the floor against the Commanders. Oh, yeah, dude. They would have ran all over them. They would have passed on. I mean, they would have lost that game. I mean, why talk about the Commanders? Like, this is what I'm saying. These other fan bases are like, oh, the Commanders would have beat KC. It's like, bro, like they couldn't even beat the Eagles, and the Eagles put over 50 on. The Eagles put 50 on your fucking head. So, what are you talking about? I love how it's like, oh, the Commanders could beat KC so easily. Well, obviously, to get to KC, you had to come through us, and we put 50 on you. So what are you talking about? KGK09 said, I hope y'all got the Matt Corral jerseys pressed and ready. We need that luck again. Oh, we got them. Mine is in the closet. It's hanging in the closet right now. It's perfectly fine. Ready to go. It's clean. It's pressed. It's ready to go. It's hanging there. Hasn't moved. It hasn't moved since last year. I haven't touched that jersey since last year. So the Matt Corral thing is the most fucking weirdest thing we've ever done. Like, it was the most random thing ever since we put on those Matt Corral jerseys. Like, it's been draft magic. It's been draft magic. Jordan says, of course, we have to wait to see if I feel Becton is either going to get big money from a desperate team for any solid lineman, or on the Eagles on a short team deal to prove he can stay healthy. I don't know. Playing guard for 1 year, I don't know if he's going to get like crazy money, but I can't see him leaving it. Like, he wasted 4 years, he wasted 3 years with the Jets, okay? Or 4 years, whatever it was. He wasted a lot of time with the Jets. He finally gets to a really good situation. I really don't see him going somewhere else. I really don't. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Cheese says, Joe, I'm happy that Dak said what he said because at the end of the day, it's just going to fuel the Eagles more. I hope they make Eagles Cowboys on Thursday opener. We'll destroy them. Yeah, I keep forgetting the Eagle. I keep forgetting the Super Bowl winner always has the opener on Thursday night, which is great. So September 11th, and doing our thing. Dre with the super chat says NFC champ is the new Super Bowl. AFC is soft. Dude, that offensive line, dude, how many times during the week did I talk about this fucking offensive line for KC? Now, did I expect it was going to like be this fucking like did I expect it to be this crazy? The Eagles being that successful in the trenches? No, but damn, like fucking Mike Caliendo and and Davis, and that right tackle was horrible. Fucking Joe Tooney was horrible, man. I mean, 4 or 5 games ago, they moved Joe Tooney from guard to fucking tackle. I mean, I was like, how did the Bills, how did they, that should have been a Bills Ravens AFC championship game. How in the fuck did they let that happen over there? Seriously, man. Like, how did they let that happen, bro? I don't get it. The number one thing you can't let happen next year is KC getting the number 1 seed and being home. I feel like if the Bills were home, they would have won that game. So I don't know. Fucking Cam Newton wants to talk about Jalen Hurts not being in a good in a weak NFC. I mean, look at that. Look over there, bro. Like, what the fuck? We've beaten all those teams the last fucking couple of years, bro. We've beaten the Ravens. We beat the Ravens. We beat the Steelers. We beat the Bills. I mean, Jesus, we beat the Bills in fucking 23 when we were a fucking mess. It's unreal, bro. It's an unreal situation. I don't fucking get it, dude. I don't get it. I try to get it, but I don't get it. Oh, we're frozen. We're frozen. We're frozen. We're frozen. All right, we're good now. That's so weird. Hold on. Hold on. All right, we're good now. Sorry. Matt says, and we also don't play the Chiefs next regular season, but I honestly don't care because I'm happy we got some of the biggest games. Well, no, we do play them next year. Oh yeah. You did say we play them. Yeah, we do play them next season. Yes, you're right. Yeah. I don't even care what the schedule is, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, everyone, this is what's gonna happen now because now it's like You win a Super Bowl, you're gonna have teams gunning for you. Every team that beats you are gonna think they won the Super Bowl next year. The Commanders won that second fucking game the Commanders won that second game, and they fucking thought they didn't even clinch anything after that game, and they talked about it for 2 fucking weeks. She said, I still can't believe that Mark Holmes said that lazy Mozzie Smith would be better than Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. Casey Joe, I need you to look at the Locked on Titans video talking about what they could do to become the Eagles. Talking about it's 15 other QBs that could have won the Super Bowl for us. What? That franchise is a fucking disaster. They're trying to trade the number 1 pick now. That team is a fucking disaster. Disaster. They got no fan base. They're fucking disaster. They had over 60-something million, $70 million in cap space. They couldn't even do nothing with it. They did nothing with it last year. That going into the season. Had all that cap space. They were all, that's what I don't get. These teams have all this these teams that have all these cap space, and then the Commanders did a good job with that. But the Titans, they had all this cap space, and the Jets did it. The Jets did that a few years ago, and they had one of the worst seasons. Paid all these guys, pay this one, pay that one, pay this one. And it's all exciting because you're paying these guys, but at the end of the day, that's not how you build a fucking team, dude. Then you got to draft well on top of it, which half these teams can't fucking do anyway. Matt says they were popping bottles like no tomorrow after Commanders barely beat Pickett after turning the ball over 5 times. Yeah, I mean, even with one, we said this, dude. We said the third time we meet Washington is going to be in the fucking playoffs, and they're going to get fucking smoked. We said this shit. We said this shit that they were gonna get smoked, and they got fucking smoked. It fucking happened. You know what I mean? Crazy shit, bro. Yo, Andre, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing good, my guy. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope everyone's well with you. Carlton said we play Bills this season in Buffalo. Steve says Daniels is the reason. Well, what do you mean, Daniel? The reason for what? The reason what? That the offense is successful? Sure. Yeah. Devontae catches that ball, we win. Yeah, no, the game was pretty much done. But the announcers are just like, how does Washington have 5 turnovers and they're still in this game? Well, why do you think they're still in this game, bro? Come on now. I mean, they literally wouldn't even talk about Hurts coming out of the game and how much of a difference. They treated Hurts as if he didn't mean nothing on the field. He wasn't any type of factor on the field. It just pisses me the fuck off, dude. Wills just said, what up, Joey? Jumped on late, I guess. Hey, guess what? We are the motherfucking champions. We are. Riggs says, Carter really bitch slapped him. Oh, dude, when that happened in real time, bro, that was fucking insane. I'm not even kidding. In real time, when I saw Milton Williams get behind Mahomes to strip that ball, and then once his arm was pretty much slapped backwards, his body was going back, and Carter comes up, and I mean, he just went boom. He just fell to the ground. It was just amazing. That shit was funny. Hunter says, send me your shoe size, my guy. I want to design you a free pair of Super Bowl kit. Oh, it's awesome, man. You don't got to do that, man. You don't got to do. I know you put a lot of work into that, but I'll message you. I'll message you after I'm done tonight. I'll message you, bro. Appreciate it, man, so much. You got to do that. Jerry says, JC don't take shit off of anybody. Rogue says, we beat the toughest AFC North. I am not worried Eagles win Super Bowl 60. I call it first. That's in Detroit, isn't it? Art the Clown in the background still terrifies me. Yeah, I was figuring to take him down or not. This whole background, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I know I have a whole plan to change this entire fucking room around this whole setup. And the camera's actually gonna be like in front of me, probably, and some new stuff's gonna be going on. So stay tuned. Art the Clown's a shit, dude. Awesome. Donnie said Brady was smiling the whole game, knowing we took Mahomes out of the GOAT debate. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't shock me that he's a little bit happy about it. Rylan Yancey, what's going on, man? Member for 33 months says, Joey, we are world champs. Seeing what Jalen has endured his whole life and overcoming the doubts to become a Super Bowl MVP. Amazing to witness. Pure resilience. I agree, man. I friggin' agree, man. Been through that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of the shit that he went through in college. A lot of quarterbacks would have fucking folded. A lot of quarterbacks that don't go through that shit. You know, some quarterbacks that have too much success, and when they finally hit their low point, some of them can't get out of it, man. This quarterback has been through the ups and downs, and that's why he was just mentally, especially, we're not even talking about it from a play standpoint. We're talking from a mental maturity standpoint. You know, that's why Carson Wentz had one of the best years I've ever seen in my life for a quarterback. But unfortunately, some guys are 1-year wonders, man. And unfortunately, Carson Wentz was beat out physically and he was beat out mentally. And you can have all the metrics, the attributes to a QB should have, man, the best talent. But at the end of the day, if your mental state is very fucking weak and you can't take criticism and you know, like your career's gonna be fucking over, bro. And he got not only a second chance, but a third chance at fucking being a starting quarterback. Fucking Carson Wentz gets traded to the Colts, silver platter, didn't have to go against anybody for the starting job. Didn't have to compete for a starting job. Then he goes to fucking Washington, which was a better offense, and still didn't have to compete. And then I see him on the sideline in this fucking game. Like, for him to see Jalen Hurts, did you see him did you see, I'm going to be done talking about this, but did you see Carson Wentz talk on media day about, the person was asked, what did you think about Jalen Hurts? Like, what did you see from him that made you think like he could maybe start, whatever? And he was like, he was like, I wish, he said, like, I wish things could have went differently. Like, he still, like, is so fucking butthurt over it. And I get it, bro. I get it. Yeah, did he not shake Jalen's hand? He probably didn't. I doubt it. I doubt it, bro. Yo, Terrabelly, what's doing? Fucking damn, how long has it been, bro? He said, what up, Joey Shakes? Congrats on the Super Bowl win. I appreciate it so much, man. Appreciate it so much, dude. It means a lot. I appreciate it, man. Terrabelly, I don't know if you make content still, but man, it's been a long. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time, dude. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing really well. Really, really well. It's been, I don't know, I haven't talked to you in years, bro. Years. Terrabelly's a Giant fan, by the way. Content creator. I don't know if he still makes content, but good, really, really good guy. Humble dude. Dre with the super chat. So check out Rich Eisen podcast Super Bowl route. He breaks down all the records that were broken. Oh, I have to check that out. I gotta check that out, bro. Mm-hmm. Definitely do. Appreciate the Superman. Rocky says Super Bowl 60 is in San Fran. The NFL released a trailer. I didn't know that. I thought it was in Detroit because I thought the logo was blue and like it was like gray and blue. I forgot. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, you may be right because I did see like a yellowish. I did see another logo and it looked like I saw the bridge in San Fran. So you're probably right. D-Voice says Nick Foles was one hit wonder as well. Did nothing when he left the Eagles. His first time around, he did well and took Michael Vick's job. I remember he had 27 2 touchdown. Yeah, I mean, he couldn't stay healthy, man. In 2014, he couldn't stay healthy, and that's when Mark Sanchez came in. He couldn't stay healthy. He literally left the Eagles. Let me tell you, if the Eagles trade Carson Wentz after 17, they would have gotten a fucking boatload of picks. They would have gotten a boatload of picks for him. So, yeah, I think the first game Nick Foles with the Jaguars, he broke his collarbone. I think the first game he was out the whole year. Terrible. I'm good, bro. I don't do content anymore. I had to show you some love. I appreciate it so much, man. Good luck to whatever you're doing in life, man. Hopefully you're successful at everything you're doing, man. Hopefully you're successful at anything you're doing, man. So I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in. I've seen All Hallows Eve in the Ninth Circle, bro. I've seen those two. Fucking All Hallows Eve is fucking. It's fucking. Jesus, that took a lot out of me. Matt says the blue logo was fake. Oh, okay. I see. Stuff Shogo, what's going on, man? So the Eagles Buffalo game is 23 was the Super Bowl should have got. Dominic Minute, he says if they let both Sweat and Milton walk, I think that means trying to go after Garrett. Interesting. Well, if they let Sweat and fucking Milton walk, they're gonna get comp picks for those two. They're gonna get a third and fourth. They're gonna get 2 comp picks. Howie Roseman loves his fucking comp picks. Loves his comp picks. So that's a main reason why, too, that you don't resign those guys, because you get comp picks for those guys for next season, for next year. So Nicholas with a super chat. What's going on, man? Appreciate it. Says Steve Martin, QB coach from Baltimore, I believe should be looked at for the OC. And Joe, I kind of late, but we did world champs, baby. We are world champs. Yeah, the QB coach from KC as well. The QB coach from KC. But T. Martin is definitely a name I've seen floating around. I don't think it's solidified yet as a name that they're bringing in, but it's definitely something that's been thrown around out there. So we'll see. We will see. So we got 256 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't checked out the Philly if you guys haven't checked out BetUS, this stream is sponsored by BetUS. Definitely go check them out if you guys haven't. So realistically this week, Philly 500 and I are going to be streaming we're going to be streaming the parade on Friday. We're actually going to be streaming it. And we're going to, and I'll have content out the rest of the week. I don't know if we're doing the shakedown on Saturday, since Friday we're going to be doing the parade, so we probably won't do a double stream, but Friday we'll be streaming probably more than an hour, probably. So definitely be there for that. We'll have a post up for that. We have new merch coming out. Make sure you pick up a membership in the live pinned comment in the live chat for draft highlight reactions and extra stuff. You're going to be getting a lot more content like last year for all the draft. Doesn't matter what tiers for support, obviously, but you're going to get all the extra content as well. So definitely pick up a membership if you guys have it either. And, we'll be doing our thing. Dre with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. It says Shakes. We won't give any Sweaty and Milton for nothing. What do you think we can get for them? No, they're free agents, bro. They can't be traded. This is it. You can't trade them. They're free agents. It's over. You either resign them or you let them walk. That's it. They're not on contract. If they had another year left on their contract, then yeah, sure. If they were on contract for this year, then you could trade them. But they are free agents. You're getting something for both of them. You're getting a third and fourth round. You're getting third and fourth round picks for 26. That's what you're going to get for both of them. If you resign one of them, you won't get the comp pick, obviously. So, or a third for Milton, fourth for Sweat. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. So, for both of those guys, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. You know. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But I think that's gonna be it, guys. I think that's gonna be pretty much it. And we talked about. I mean, we haven't talked since the Super Bowl, obviously. So we kind of want to just enjoy our week this week. Enjoy your week. Don't get crazy about the off-season stuff. I'll have a video out in the morning, most likely, to talk about some of the stuff, and we'll be ready to go. So, other than that, guys, that is it. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. We cover the Eagles every single day, obviously, and we'll have more content out as usual. Jones says, Joe, I've been following you since day one when you used to be on your feet doing your Eagles videos. Look where you're at. No, amazing, truly amazing. Oh yeah, when I used to do the fucking videos in the supermarket. Yeah, I did videos in the supermarket when I was working overnights. Yeah, I remember those days, man. I remember those days. Fuck that job. I hated that job. Lois says, what free agents do you think the Eagles have their eye on to be this year? Bonner, Becton? Both. Both. Not one or the other. Both. Aiden says, good vibing with you, Joey. Have a great night. You too, man. Shrek, have a good night. Stefan, Paparo, peace out. Thank you so much. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shake, squad up, fly a little slide. Peace out, guys. Love you all, guys. Super Bowl 59 champs. Peace out. Peace.